On the night of July 26, at a camouflaged mobile command post along the Odessa coastline, Ukraine's Security Service, SSU, initiated a target detection operation. Ground-based radar systems, including the 36D6M, with a detection range of 223 miles and the ability to track 200 targets simultaneously, were deployed to monitor Black Sea airspace. The 36D6M radar employs phased array technology, enabling detection of targets at altitudes from 330 feet to 18.6 miles, with a positional accuracy of plus or minus 164 feet. At 2:45 a.m., the radar detected a slow-moving target at an altitude of 18,045 feet, approximately 37 miles offshore, traveling at a steady 112 miles per hour. Initial data indicated a radar cross-section, RCS, of about 21.5 square feet, consistent with a large unmanned aerial vehicle, UAV. Data from the 36D6M radar suggested the target was a large UAV, with a radar signature matching the Russian-made Orion UAV, often deployed from bases in Crimea for reconnaissance and strike missions over the Black Sea. The Orion has a maximum takeoff weight of 2,535 pounds, a length of 26.2 feet, and is powered by a Rotax 914 engine producing 115 horsepower, enabling a 24-hour flight endurance. To confirm the target, the SSU's electronic reconnaissance team employed SIGINT equipment to intercept control signals, detecting encrypted UHF band transmissions, 300 to 3,000 megahertz, originating from a ground station in Sevastopol. The SIGINT system used a Yagi-Yuda directional antenna, pinpointing the signal source with an accuracy of less than 1 degree. The reconnaissance team tracked the target for the next 30 minutes using radar and SIGINT, confirming the Orion followed an elliptical flight path 31 to 43 miles off Odessa's coast, with loops spaced 20 minutes apart. Data revealed the Orion was carrying 2 Banderol suicide drones, each weighing 110 pounds, designed to strike ground targets in Odessa. Each Banderol carried a 22-pound high-explosive warhead with a 25-mile range and GPS-INS guidance accurate to plus or minus 16.4 feet. However, signals from the Orion indicated empty weapon racks, suggesting it may have completed a mission to deploy the Banderol drones. To verify, the SSU deployed a small reconnaissance UAV equipped with a FLIR Lepton 3.5 infrared sensor with 160 by 120 pixel resolution for visual confirmation from 6.2 miles away. This 2.2-pound UAV, powered by a 200-watt electric motor, reached a maximum speed of 50 miles per hour. Infrared imagery confirmed the Orion, with a 53.5-foot wingspan, flying steadily at 18,045 feet, with its electro-optical sensors still active for reconnaissance. The operation faced challenges from Russia's air defense network, including the Kolchuga radar with a 124-mile detection range and the ability to detect electromagnetic signals in the 0.5 to 18 GHz band, alongside Su-30SM fighters equipped with BARS-R radars, 118-mile detection range, capable of locking on to 4 targets simultaneously, patrolling the Black Sea. The Kolchuga can distinguish UAV signals from natural interference, while the Su-30SM carries R-77 missiles with a 68-mile range. To avoid detection, the SSU employed the SMARTA-3 jamming device, targeting the Orion's UHF 300 to 3000 MHz and VHF 30 to 300 MHz, disrupting communication with its control station using 50 watts of jamming power. The SMARTA-3 has a 12.4-mile jamming radius and uses intelligent algorithms to optimize effectiveness. The team also transmitted decoy signals mimicking a flock of seabirds with a 0.11 square foot RCS to deceive the Kolchuga. SIGINT data revealed Russia's use of the Topol-E electronic warfare system with 1 kilowatt of power to protect the Orion, forcing the SSU to continuously adjust jamming frequencies. The Topol-E can disrupt GPS and UHF signals within a 31-mile radius. At 3:30 a.m., after confirming the target as an Orion, the SSU command team launched Operation Lightning Strike. The objective was to deploy a first-person view, FPV, to strike the Orion's nose, housing its control, communication, and sensor systems. The nose contains a UHF antenna, gyro-mirror electro-optical sensor with 1280 by 720 resolution, and the main control unit, critical for UAV operation. The reconnaissance team provided real-time updates on the Orion's position every 30 seconds via the 36D6M radar and SIGINT, ensuring the intercept drone could approach with maximum precision. Data was transmitted over an AES-256 encrypted channel with less than 100 milliseconds. A backup plan involved a second FPV drone, Lightning 02, with identical specifications to Lightning 01, held on standby at a secondary launch platform 1,640 feet from the primary site. At 4 a.m., the SSU Special Operations Team launched the Lightning 01 FPV drone from a mobile launch platform on Odessa's coast. The platform used a mechanical spring system to avoid thermal signatures detectable by Russian radar. The 3.3-pound Lightning 01, powered by a 500-watt electric motor and a 50,000 mAh lithium-ion battery, had a 20-minute flight time and a 1080p FPV camera connected to control goggles via a 5.8 GHz frequency. The camera, with a 1/2.8-inch CMOS sensor, provided a 120-degree field of view. The drone carried a 1.1-pound fragmentation warhead with a contact fuse, designed to maximize damage to the Orion's electronics. The warhead, made of tungsten alloy, produced 200 fragments at 3,937 feet per second. Its guidance system included high-precision GPS, plus 3.3 feet error, and laser guidance, enabling operation at 18,045 feet and trajectory adjustments in strong winds. The lead pilot verified video and GPS signals, while the co-pilot monitored ground radar data and coordinated with the electronic warfare team via encrypted radio. The radio used a 2.4 GHz frequency with FHSS encryption, ensuring secure communication within a 6.2-mile radius. The mobile command post displayed real-time data from the 36D6M radar, SIGINT, and FPV camera, allowing simultaneous tracking of the Orion and Lightning 01. The electronic warfare team continued jamming the Orion's control frequencies in the 400 to 500 MHz band, disrupting communication with the Sevastopol ground station. They also generated a decoy signal to create a ghost target on Russian radar, making the Orion appear to be at 19,685 feet, 1.24 miles from its actual position. The decoy was produced using a vector signal generator simulating Doppler pulses of a larger object. At 4:15 a.m., Lightning 01 launched, reaching an initial speed of 31 miles per hour. It climbed to 6,562 feet in 3 minutes, following a pre-programmed route to avoid high-density Russian radar zones. The route was calculated using an A-star algorithm to optimize the flight path, avoiding strong radar signal areas. The control team used ground radar data to guide the drone, setting an initial 45-degree trajectory relative to the Orion's path, leveraging sea-level air currents to mask its radar signature. At 6,562 feet, Lightning 01 encountered 22-mile-per-hour crosswinds, requiring the lead pilot to adjust the flight angle continuously for stability. The FPV camera provided clear images of the sky and sea, aiding in relative positioning. The feed transmitted with a 50-millisecond delay, ensuring real-time control. At 11,483 feet after 5 minutes, the electronic warfare team intensified jamming, using the SMARTA 3 to generate white noise across Russian radar bands, 3 to 30 GHz, reducing the Kolchuga's detection capability. To counter the Su-30SM threat, patrolling 62 miles away, Lightning 01 flew at a 30-degree angle, exploiting the blind spot of the BARS-R radar. This blind spot lies within 15 degrees of the Su-30SM's vertical axis. SIGINT monitoring detected Russia switching to a 450 MHz backup frequency to maintain Orion control. The electronic warfare team adjusted jamming to target the new frequency, disrupting control signals for 30 seconds, allowing Lightning 01 to approach undetected. At 4:30 a.m., Lightning 01 reached 14,764 feet, 3.1 miles from the Orion. The lead pilot switched to manual control, using FPV goggles to view the drone's live feed. Dawn light emerged, but light fog at 16,400 feet reduced visibility to 1.86 miles. The fog, with a density of 0.5 grams per meter cubed, caused minor laser sensor interference. Ground radar data confirmed the Orion maintained 18,045 feet and 112 miles per hour, following an elliptical path 31 miles off Odessa. Reconnaissance verified the Orion was returning, with empty weapon racks but active electro-optical sensors. To approach, Lightning 01 flew a zigzag pattern, alternating between 14,764 and 16,400 feet every 30 seconds to evade Kolchuga detection. The electronic warfare team used SMARTA 3 to generate white noise in the 330 MHz band, obscuring the drone's 0.11 square-foot RCS. Decoy signals mimicked a small object like a seabird to deceive Russian identification systems. At 1.86 miles, the lead pilot accelerated to 62 miles per hour, adjusting the trajectory to approach from the Orion's rear left, exploiting a 45-degree blind spot in the gyro mirror sensor. At 1.24 miles, the co-pilot activated the drone's 905 nm laser guidance system, enabling precise targeting of the Orion's nose, housing control, communication, and sensor systems. The laser system had plus or minus 1.64 foot accuracy. The FPV camera captured the Orion's 53.5-foot wingspan, moving steadily at 18,045 feet. The Orion's sensors likely missed the drone due to its small size and weak electromagnetic signature. The lead pilot adjusted to target 3.3 feet from the nose, where communication antennas and electro-optical sensors were located. At 0.62 miles, 34 miles per hour crosswinds at 18,045 feet caused slight drone shake. The lead pilot used an automatic stabilization system with MEMS gyroscopes, adjusting at 100 Hz, combined with manual control to maintain trajectory. At 1,640 feet, the drone accelerated to 75 miles per hour, following a parabolic path to optimize impact angle. The FPV camera showed the Orion's nose as a clear target. The electronic warfare team continued jamming the 450 MHz frequency, fully disrupting Orion's control link for the final 20 seconds, preventing Russian trajectory adjustments. At 4:37 a.m., 164 feet from the target, the lead pilot activated the 1.1-pound fragmentation warhead and adjusted the angle for a direct nose strike. The FPV camera's final image showed Lightning 01 hitting at 75 miles per hour. The warhead detonated on impact, producing a small but powerful explosion, with metal fragments penetrating the Orion's aluminum skin and damaging internal electronics. The blast released 0.8 mJ of energy, destroying semiconductors within a 3.3-foot radius. The drone's video feed cut off post-explosion, but ground radar showed the Orion shaking violently, descending at 33 feet per second. The Odessa command team monitored real-time radar, noting the Orion dropped from 18,045 to 13,123 feet in 90 seconds. SIGINT confirmed complete loss of communication with Sevastopol, with no backup frequencies activated. The 36D6M radar detected a 2 Hz spin, indicating loss of aerodynamic control. Radar tracked the Orion spiraling uncontrollably, descending to 6,562 feet before disappearing 28 miles offshore. A Ukrainian naval patrol later reported debris floating 30 miles off Odessa, likely Orion remnants. The SSU concluded the explosion destroyed the UAV's control and sensor systems, rendering it inoperable and likely causing it to crash into the Black Sea. The intercept ended at 4:40 a.m., with no further Orion signals detected by radar or SIGINT. While no visual confirmation of total destruction was obtained, damage to the nose, housing control, communication, and sensor systems was deemed sufficient to disable the Orion. The SSU analyzed radar and FPV video data, confirming the warhead severely damaged communication antennas and electro-optical sensors, preventing mission continuation or return. Video analysis showed 50% of the nose area destroyed, with scorched electronics. Operation Lightning Strike was a major tactical success, demonstrating the SSU's ability to use low-cost FPV drones to counter a high-value UAV like the Orion, valued at $5 million. The Lightning 01, costing $2,000, achieved a 2,500 to 1 cost-effectiveness ratio. Precise targeting of the nose, combined with electronic warfare to bypass Russian air defenses, showcased seamless technology and tactics integration. The FPV video, recorded before signal loss, served as critical evidence for mission analysis and propaganda, sending a strong message to Russia about Ukraine's drone defense capabilities. For Russia, the Orion loss was a significant blow to its UAV operations in the Black Sea. With only 9 Orion UAVs reportedly lost since the conflict began, each loss impacts Russia's reconnaissance and strike capabilities. Russia has approximately 20 Orion UAVs remaining, with production limited to 5 per year due to technological constraints. A May attack on the Kazan Orion factory, destroying 30% of its infrastructure, disrupted electronic component supply chains, complicating replacements. Russia may enhance countermeasures, such as upgrading the Topol-E system or deploying more Su-30SM fighters with R-77 missiles, posing new challenges for Ukraine. The operation has broader implications for drone warfare. Using an FPV drone to intercept a medium-altitude UAV like the Orion opens new tactical avenues for air defense, enabling smaller forces to counter advanced weapons with low-cost technology. Ukraine has used similar FPV drones to destroy 150 aerial targets this year, with an 85% success rate. The SSU has neutralized 80 UAVs and hundreds of other targets in the first 2 weeks of July alone. These targets include 20 Zala UAVs, 15 Lancet UAVs, and 45 ground vehicles. The Orion intercept was not only a tactical victory, but also a technological milestone, reinforcing Ukraine's dominance in modern drone warfare. The SSU is developing an upgraded Lightning drone with a 30-minute range and 2.2-pound warhead, slated for deployment by year-end.